Welcome to the Jizai-Con. I'd like to thank you personally for coming and joining our organization and being interested in our Aiki Ninjutsu martial art. Before we start training, there's some etiquette and procedures that you should know. Upon entering the dojo, some people like to bow to show respect to the space. Now when we bow, we put our feet together, our hands on our hips, and we bend over slightly at the waist, like so. As you enter the dojo, you'll find some sort of system or location to place your shoes. Here at this dojo, we have trays on the floor here, which we place our shoes here. Notice behind me, you're going to find this wall. In your dojo, you might have a wall of intention such as this. These little name plaques with the name of the student and pictures of them will be located on the wall somewhere in the dojo, and the location of the plaque on the board shows the rank of the student. As the student progresses, the name plaque moves up the row this way. If you look up here, you'll notice different colored belts. This represents the student's journey on the way from white belt, the initial level, all the way to black belt, which is actually the initial level of black belt training. During the color belt, the students will be going through different series of challenges and tests, lessons, examples, and secrets, developing skill so that way they're qualified and able to train in the black belt levels where the advanced training is. In your dojo, you may find a wall such as this, displaying different items to purchase to aid you in your training. Items such as mouth guards or padded gloves, some training aids for home, pads or blockers. Items such as this to help you train and be more successful in the dojo. At home, you need methods to train. Training gear such as rubber guns, rubber knives are also important. Now, when you become a new student at the dojo, you'll receive a uniform. This is a black uniform. This is worn when someone joins the black belt club after yellow belt. They'll be wearing a black uniform such as this one. You'll find uniforms like this in your pro shop area of the dojo. Underneath your uniform, you should wear a dojo t-shirt. This is part of the uniform. Also, you'll find at the dojo, or available to you, a full line of optional clothing with dojo logos and organizational sayings, phrases, logos, that type of thing. Along with the weapons, t-shirts, gis, and optional clothing, you'll also find in your dojo that there are a full line of support materials to help you be successful in your Jizai-Con Aiki Ninjutsu training. For instance, the Aiki Ninjutsu book. You've already received this when you enrolled, so be sure to read that. But alongside of that, be sure to check out our other DVDs and CDs and books, manuals to help you with your training. One component of your Jizai-Con Aiki Ninjutsu training is respect. Self-respect, respect of others, but also respect of the space, as well as respect of your uniform. Now, your uniform should be kept neat, clean, and hole-free. There shouldn't be any tears, holes, or markings on your uniform other than markings that we put on the uniform for you. The lapels of your jacket are folded left over right, like so. When applying your belt, make sure the belt is centered around your waist, wrap it around, bring it back to the front, left over right. Now the left side of the belt here tucks up underneath all of the layers of the belt. Pull it to make sure it's tight, should still be even. Then take the top, the upper portion, over and under the bottom portion, like so, creating what looks like a pretzel. Then with a quick tug, you're ready to trade. Before we enter the matted training area of the dojo, we want to make sure we show respect to the space. So what we're going to do is we're going to stand with our hands on our hips, bending over slightly at the waist, bowing to show respect to the space. Then we can enter. Same thing upon leaving. I'm getting ready to leave the mat. I will turn, show respect to the space by bending over slightly and stepping off of the mat. You may notice at the front of the dojo certain items. Here at this dojo, we have a banner that says Aiki Ninjutsu, as well as some photographs of some of the old masters that have passed down this tradition to us. This is a wall showing respect to the tradition and the lineage. Here we also have some weapons, just showing the warrior tradition. When the students bow into the training area in the beginning of class, we say the student creed, which we have posted here inside the dojo. The student creed: I believe in myself. I am confident I can accomplish my goals. I believe in what I study. I am disciplined. I am ready to learn and advance. I believe in my teachers. I show respect for all who help me progress. This is a threefold action plan, 3 steps for success. First, you have to have confidence in yourself and your own abilities. Second, you have to believe in the technology that you're using. And third, you have to have powerful allies. In a dojo setting, they have to believe in their abilities to learn and do martial arts. Secondly, they have to believe in the system that we have in place, the Jizaikan Aiki Ninjutsu system. And third, they have to have teachers that will help them along the way. The students in the Jizaikan are given a code of mindful action. This is a warrior code to live their lives by, so they can live a powerful, effective life while simultaneously making the world a better place. Shikin Haramitsu Daikomyo! In the beginning of class, the students will bow in, saluting the tradition, the efforts of the people who have come before us. For 1,000 years, this tradition has been passed down from teacher to student, and so we're just acknowledging those efforts. Now we're going to kneel. And the kneeling process begins with dropping down to the left knee, controlled, being very mindful of every movement. Then setting the right knee down and moving into this seiza, kneeling position. From here, the students will place their hands together and they will say, Shikin Haramitsu Daikomyo. This means that every encounter holds the key to understanding. So basically how we explain it to the children or the adults is everything I do in life I can learn from. They clap twice, symbolizing the release of all negative tension and weird feelings or thoughts that they might have coming into the space, focusing their attention on the here and now. They bow, saluting the tradition, and clap one more time, symbolizing positive, happy, enthusiastic energy, attentive awareness. Then we begin the class. After we're finished with that salute, the lead student in the first row, the highest ranking student in the class, will say, Sensei Nire, which means bow to the teacher. So everyone bows, and we say, Onegai shimasu. We'll bow, Onegai shimasu. Onegai shimasu means, please assist me, please help me, please teach me. So the students say that to the instructor, asking the instructor to give them a lesson, and the instructor is asking it of the student as well. Please teach me something. Because every encounter can teach us something. In the training found in the Jizaikan, students start off training with a sword, a wooden sword, known as a bokken. The reason the students train with the sword are, one, they learn how to move their body powerfully. So through practice cutting, the student is learning powerful movement. Another reason is all of the techniques that we have in the Jizaikan are based off of sword fighting. This was a common weapon in feudal Japan, and so the self-defense methods revolve around the sword. When holding the sword, we apply the right hand in the highest position, the left hand in the lowest position. The left hand is slightly off of the sword, where the little finger is tucked underneath the bottom of the handle, this way. The sword is placed across the palms, so when you grip, that index finger is pretty much just hanging off of there. It's not really holding on much. This gives the sword flexibility, this way. One aspect of the student's training here in the Jizaikan Aiki Ninjutsu Dojo will be revolving around ukemi, receiving. It's half the battle. If I can not get hurt or avoid getting injured, then it's easier for me to win. So we're going to first start with receiving techniques. Our default reaction to any type of technique is to roll, whether it's an arm technique where somebody's taking you down with their arm, or they're throwing you, or they're tripping you, or maybe if you're just walking down the street and you trip over something or slip on ice. Rolling should be the default response, getting the warrior quickly to his feet. So from our knees, starting in this position, like so, we're going to offset our body at an angle, taking our right leg and right hand forward. That lead hand slides under the arm, palm down. As I tip forward, the knee, the front leg, is going to push, propelling the student over into this kneeling position. From there, they can stand up quickly and easily. I'll demonstrate that one more time. Offsetting the body, sliding the hand, pushing the leg into this kneeling position, rising up into a defensive position. This should also be done standing. From standing, the student takes a step forward, bends their knees, sliding the arm, moving into this defensive position. Backwards roll. From a seated position, the student learns to take their feet, their knees, and their hips over one shoulder. It's really important that the student moves their head to the side, making way for the legs. We don't want the student to roll onto their head and neck, applying pressure to the neck that's uncomfortable. So the head actually never touches the ground. Student lays back, taking feet, knees, and hips over shoulder, into that kneeling position, up into a defensive stance. Once again, head out of the way, feet, knees, and hips, into standing position. Students will try this also from standing. We'll step back, dropping to their hips, rolling over into a standing position. Sideways roll. From this kneeling position, student rolls over, stands up. Go back the other way, collapsing, laying down, rolling over, standing up. As a student advances, they will start from standing position, lowering themselves down, rolling over, standing up into a defensive fighting position. Part of receiving is also falling safely. From this kneeling position, the student will bring their hands up, making a diamond in front of their face, turn their head sideways, falling forward so that only the hands, the palms, and the forearms touch the ground. Looks like this. Head turned. Nothing touches the ground except for this. Now, once they get used to this, they'll pop the knees off the ground like so. Breathing all their air out. I said not knock the air, have the air knocked out of them. Later they'll do it from standing, squatting down, throwing the feet backwards into a break fall position. Backwards break fall. Sorry. Backwards break fall. Here the student's going to fall rearward, slapping off, not hitting their head on the ground. They're going to take their chin and tuck their chin into their chest. Like so. Slapping their hands down by their hips. Not reaching back like this to try to stop the fall from happening. Not falling on their elbows. Not reaching back like this. Slapping off, coming back to this position. Once they have that down, they're going to do it from standing. So from here, they're just going to drop down their hips and rock backwards like so. The third and final fall that students have to learn in this beginning program at the Jizaikan is to fall sideways. So here the student's going to fall over, slapping the ground as they lay their shoulder down. So I'm slapping and rolling over. Important that the student tucks their chin. This keeps the head from flopping and hitting the ground, like so. So, one side. Students will also have to learn how to fall from standing. They'll sweep their leg across in front of the other foot, their base support leg, like so. From here, they lower themselves to the ground and slap off. Lowering themselves gently to the ground and slapping off. The very first stance that students learn is known as Bobi no Kamae, which means defense ready position. From here. So what's going to happen is maybe an attacker would approach. The student will take a slight step backwards about the width of their shoulders. A good way to check it, gauging the distance, is if their knee is touching their heel, they're at the right distance. If the knee is back here, the feet are too wide. The student will move slowly. If the knee is in line with their toes, the stance is too narrow. The student is off balance. So the perfect distance will be knee to heel. From here, the feet are pointed forward as if they're getting ready to run a race. Like so. Their back is straight, knees are bent, hands are as high as they can bring them, elbows as low as they can bring them, like so. Rolled into fists. When rolling into a fist, the fingers roll in tightly. The thumb is on the outside of the hand, like so. So the hands roll in, making fists. Careful not to put the thumb inside of the fingers, like so. Or the thumb outside. So this is their stance. Bobi no Kamae. Our Jizaikan method for striking has 4 aspects that are really important. First critical aspect is sinking. I'm going to sink on my knees. So I want to get lower. I'm actually lowering my center of gravity, becoming more stable and more solid. The second is twisting. The student wants to turn their body. So they're sinking and turning. The third is a kiai. So they want to yell as they hit, causing them to breathe out. Hey! 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 And the fourth aspect is intention. My intention is to knock this person down. Hey! In the first few months of training, the student's going to learn many different fists. So the first fist that they learn is Fudoken, a movable fist. This fist is used for punching, punching out, hammering down, back fisting, like so. Another fist they'll learn is called a Koppoken. Simply taking the thumb and pressing it into that first knuckle causes a ridge on the hand this way. This ridge is used for striking and applying pressure. So striking the temple would be one example. Okay. Another fist, Kitenken. The hand is held as if sipping water from a stream, bringing water to your face this way. Kitenken. Here the hand's used for chopping, a chopping motion. Shakoken. This fist starts off with a palm strike and then a raking action with the fingernails. Palm strike and rake. Looks like so. Shakoken. So to a face, palm strike to the chin, raking into the face and eyes, peeling down afterwards. Shikanken, finger house fist. The knuckles are extended fist like this, extended knuckles fist. The thumb is pressing into the first knuckle. Shitoken, it's that fist again, Fudoken, with the thumb extending beyond the first knuckle this time. Angling the thumb so it's in line with the bones in the arm. This is used for poking action. Very effective against the ribs, neck, face. Very effective weapon. Shukiken, elbow strike. Striking with the tip of the elbow. Here the student's hitting with the bone on the end of the elbow here. Not with the padded part of the arm, but with the bone. Across, upwards, down, back, all these different directions. Sokiken, knee strike. Striking with the edge of the knee. Kikakuken, headbutt, using the front part of the head. Student rams into the opponent, like so. When addressing instructors in the dojo, it's really important to be very formal. So all the black belts and above should be referred to as sensei, or if they're third degree or above, they may have a warrior name. So you may call them by their warrior name. Sensei, warrior name, or another title, such as Kancho, head of the organization. There are basically 4 footwork patterns that the student is going to learn and be exposed to during the first section of their training, during this Kihon section, white belt through yellow belt.